Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to transfer your 403b to a different provider. So in this example here on the screen, I have one from Equitable. This is their 403b transfer paperwork. Now, the first step in the process is always to get your hands on your carrier's transfer paperwork. For Equitable, they're quite difficult. You actually have to call. They put in this long ID number here before they send it out. Now, once you get it, you go ahead and fill out your own information with your contract number and stuff like that. Step 2, you're going to pick what type of transfer you're doing. If you're going from 403b to 403b in a current employer, if you're changing employers, that will depend if you're doing a direct or just a contract exchange. In this case, for this example here, we're doing a direct rollover. So we're going from 403b to IRA because this individual has retired. So we're taking the money out of the 403b, going somewhere else. Now your next steps, once you got ahead and filled most of this document out, is you're going to need to get a couple signatures. So one is going to be an acceptance, and you're going to get that from whatever carrier or provider you're moving your account to. So moving this to Vanguard, you get it from them. If you're moving it to Fidelity or Schwab, they're the ones issuing this acceptance first. So that's one of the things you have to sign. Before you do that though, you need to have your employer sign off on it. So down here somewhere, you're going to see something that says we need our employer or plan administrator acknowledgement. So most employers shop this out and they have a third-party administrator. So you're going to have to go to their website and request one of these authorizations. So to do that, it's not too bad. Just go to Google here. You're going to figure out who your third-party administrator is. If you just ask payroll or someone in HR, they can direct you. In this case, I know this is Grandview School District. They use a provider called TSA Consulting Group, TSACG. You just go right to their page here, and you can see it looks something like this. And all you got to do is try to figure out where your form is. You got to click through all these options here. So in this case, we're in Washington. Find your school district, and here's Grandview. This is where you can find all the providers available. This is also where you get your SRAs if you're changing benefits, things like that. So it looks like in this case, we have to go to forms. It's not linked to their profile here. Now they have different forms to tell you what you're trying to do. So in this case, we are trying to move it. Here I'm not seeing it. It should just be like a request. So sometimes they hide it. It could be this new system they got going on. There. So you go through all these questions and then it will give you the certificate at the end. So bear with me while I go through this for a bit. If you have an advisor, they're going to ask for all this kind of stuff. Check your employer again, Grandview, and then you'll need to put in Social Security and date of birth. So once you've gone in and put in Social Security, date of birth, it's going to search for you in the system. It should find you. You should have your name and last name over here on the left-hand side, and then it's going to have you fill out all your personal information. So fill that out. Next up, it's going to want your termination date. So when you separated, and then part 4 comes down, you want to select what type of transaction. In this case, we're moving the money out. And then you're saying, how are we moving it? Are we exchanging it? Which means I'm going to change the 403B for a different 403B. Am I transferring it to a different employer, 403B to 403B at a new employer? No. In this case, we're doing a rollover because we're moving it to our own IRA. It's not being moved in between accounts. It's coming out. We're going out of the thing. Yes, it's going to an IRA. And then what qualifies you for this? QRDO. Most times you're going to pick this one up here. I'm 59.5. I'm no longer working for the school district. And then I want information on the plan type and who the provider is. In this case, it's a 403 with Equitable. Wants contract number. You really don't need that. If you have it, put it in. And then your IRA. Who are you moving it to? In my case, it's Charles Schwab, which I guess is Charles Schwab Bank. And then we're moving over a percentage. All of it. Check the box. Make sure you're not a robot. And hit go. Now this will submit the request and it should instantly kick back the form that we need. And here it goes. Here's the certificate right here. So as soon as this pops up, you click on it, you'll get this certificate generated. Next step, you're going to go back to your form here. You're going to send this off to whatever firm you're moving it to. Fidelity, Schwab, whatever it is. So in our Schwab case, I'm going to send this off to Schwab, to their transfers department. I'm going to include this certificate that's taking forever to load. That's going to be sent with them. Now, once they get it, they'll be the ones that's responsible for signing off in the acceptance part. So before Equitable or whoever you're moving money from will send money, they need to make sure that the firm that you're sending it to will accept. They're saying, yes, we'll take these funds. And that's section 3 in this case. So Schwab will fill this out for me here. Once they fill that out, they'll send this paperwork plus this thing that still hasn't loaded up yet all go over to Equitable. Equitable will review it. It takes them a couple of weeks before they send the funds. The funds go directly to Schwab. So you don't get a check in the mail. The funds just transfer directly over. So once everything's processed, the funds will go straight through. Now, all in all, it can be anywhere from 2 weeks to as much as 4 weeks to get this whole process done. It all depends on how long it takes people along the way to send and review stuff. And you can see here's the certificate. So it's nothing fancy. It's still loading here. And that's all it is. So once you get a copy of this is really the hardest part for most people is getting their employer to sign off on it. You don't ever have to go to your employer. Just go through the third-party administrator, answer a few questions, and you'll get the certificate. All right, that's it for today's tutorial. Thanks for watching.